Russia's main opposition leader Alexei Navalny said Tuesday that authorities had frozen all of his bank accounts and those of his family, including his elderly parents. The 43-year-old anti-corruption blogger has emerged as President Vladimir Putin's most prominent critic.
Here's a summary of the article.
Russia's main opposition leader Alexei Navalny said Tuesday that authorities had frozen all of his bank accounts and those of his family, including his elderly parents. All accounts have been blocked, Navalny said on Twitter. His spokeswoman Kira Yarmysh told AFP that the accounts had been frozen due to a money laundering probe against Navalny's anti-corruption foundation. Navalny said his personal accounts had until now remained untouched. Ivan Zhdanov, the director of Navalny's foundation, said authorities had also blocked the bank accounts of his family. Asked to comment on claims that Navalny is being punished for his activism, Putin spokesman Dmitry Peskov said, "The Kremlin does not deal with bank accounts of Russian citizens." Navalny on Tuesday repeated calls to support his foundation and asked for advice about how to open a bank account abroad. "It is obvious that the Russian banking system will not be available to either me or my relatives in the near future," he said.
This post received a score of 72,823, with an upvote ratio of 94%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Don't forget he is also the person who found the prostitute who was on Oleg Deripaska's yacht and videotaped Deripaska speaking with Sergei Prihodkin talking about the US election during 2016.
That's not even in the top 10 things he's done.
Okay, BuzzFeed.
Number 4 will astound you.
Number 6 will make you commit suicide via 2 gunshot wounds to the back of the head.
I don't understand. 6 was make deepfake gay porn using Putin's likeness. Well, I did, and I'm not feeling very suicide-y.
He dead. You meant suicided.
Twice.
As sad as it is, Russia is a mafia state. Navalny has more of a chance of dying from an unexplained suicide than becoming president.
Actually, it is rather surprising that he is still alive. Makes one suspect he might be a puppet protester or just as used to lure protesters right in the hands of authorities.
A certain veneer of tolerance is required in a fake democracy. Putin would much prefer to have all opposition channeled in one, very well-known direction. That makes it easy to monitor, and regular humiliations of that opposition remind the masses that there really is no viable alternative.
That, and you never leave your enemy without room to move around. If you leave him some wiggle room, you control how much they can wiggle. If you close them up, stifle them, they will make a hole, and it will be a hole where you don't want.
Greater than when you surround an army, leave an outlet free. Do not press a desperate foe too hard. Sun Tzu.
The Mongols used to do that all the time. They'd surround their enemies but make sure to leave enough of a gap to make their enemies think they could flee and escape, but really they were headed straight into a Mongol ambush. It was very clever because even though the surrounded enemy would almost certainly be defeated anyways, if they were forced to fight to the very end they could still inflict significant casualties.
No man fights harder than a man with his back to the wall.
The only thing more dangerous than a man with nothing to lose is a man who stands to lose everything.
Ooh, what's that from?
Darude Sandstorm.
Anti-corruption is a festering malignancy in Putin's world.
Need to clear that swamp, and he's just the man to do it.
Putin is the swamp.
You want an all-expenses-paid vacation to the Gulag, you say? He certainly is more than a blogger and definitely has not just emerged.
Emerged as President Putin's most prominent critic, because all the others are dead.
Pretty much. Can totally see Putin just straight up declaring himself dictator for life in the next 5 to 10 years. He's been getting incredibly bold with how he consolidates his power recently.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.